Shotgun. Steelers trailing by 14, trying to cut that lead in half. Play action fake, throws for the end zone, and that's a touchdown. JuJu Smith-Schuster, left side, just about a yard inside the end zone. Kendall Fuller tried but couldn't do anything about that.
Well, they had a trap dialed up. And Ben, once again, looked like that RPO. Hey, run.
What do you take away from a game like this?
We just gotta find a way to do it. I saw third downs we struggled a little bit. We got ourselves in some bad situations with penalties. So it was a rough day. We started off, giving them the ball back in their territory too many times to start the game. Went down 21-0. I had to fight back, and we did a good job coming back going into half, and then went out there and started off a little slow, and then started to pick it up in the fourth quarter. But overall, we just threw 2 penalties and didn't do enough when we were backed up situations to give the defense better field position to defend.
Can you put your finger on these penalties that you guys are committing these first 2 games?
I gotta look back and watch the film and see what we can learn from it. It's just a little bit of lack of discipline. We gotta get better in those areas. They're calling a little bit more than some things differently than they did the previous year, so we just gotta make the adjustments and learn from it.
Jesse, did you have an idea going in this week that it was going to be as pass heavy as it was, or was it just a way the game played out?
We just went down early, and with the first couple runs we had, we were looking at second down and 13, I think, on the second drive, and you just can't have that. If you're going to run the ball, you have to run it efficiently. You got to be able to look at 2nd and 6 whenever you run on first down. We weren't doing that, so then Ben took the weight on his shoulders and carried us and got the offense going a little bit by himself.
I know it doesn't mean a whole lot right now, but to be as effective as you were personally in the offense, what kind of confidence boost is that early for you?
It is what it is. It's obviously good to go out there and produce, but at the end of the day, you got to make plays and win games. And right now we're sitting in a hole, on 2 or 1-on-1, whatever you guys call it. But we just got to find a way to win next week going into Monday Night Football.
Jesse, 37 would be enough to win a lot of games, but this day and age in the NFL, is it just you got to outscore people?
No, obviously, we put up enough points where we had a chance to win the game, and we're going to look at that really critically because we put ourselves and we put the defense in bad position. Starting the game off, having 2 negative drives, and then punting the ball and giving them the ball inside their 50, inside our 50 or whatever. So we have a long way to go. 38 points obviously usually does get the job done, but it wasn't enough today.
Everything in tight.
Although I'm not sure you're allowed to do that anymore.
Nix crabs to the right, but they cut it to the left. And Connor gets down to the 1, spins, and he's in for the touchdown. And the spin move got him across the chalk.
We just got to start faster. Got down 21-0 early. Can't do that first down. We rallied back, tied it up before halftime. We just gotta start faster.
Not good enough, especially offensively when we take the field first and we get three and outs. It just wasn't good enough. And we knew it wasn't going to be good enough when we start like that. But we fought back and still had moments of lacking that we should have just been better at.
Definitely frustrating, but to have teammates' confidence and trust means a lot, and I just got to kick my way through this and get back to where I was.
They executed better. They made more plays. Obviously, we can give up 42 points. That's unacceptable. Steeler defense, you don't win a lot of games when you give 42 points. I ain't calling nobody out. As a leader, I gotta play better. Just gotta stress it home.
You guys made a couple plays to safety, a fumble. Did you feel like at some point you're going to be able to do something to get it going in the other direction?
Well, obviously, you always try to, but it's hard when you start with such a hill. We were climbing up the whole game. We gave up the early points. We just got to start faster.
We didn't execute. That's what it is. That's really what it came down to. We didn't execute. Can't give up that much. We need to force them to a 3 and out, and get out the field, get the ball back to the offense. Give them a chance to go down and win the game.
It's not one specific thing. It's a lot of different things. It's just all-around communication as a defense. So we feel like some of them plays they really didn't earn. We just gave it to them, and that's a correction we got to make and get ready for next week.
Like you said, they ran a lot of empty we had a plan. We just didn't get the job done. Again, kudos to them, but I like us over them. You know, they just came out. They got the better of us today.
24 seconds, Ben empty, 3rd and 10 at the 14 of the Chiefs. He runs, he throws the pass, and it's caught for a touchdown. Steelers!
I feel a game like that, knowing what they have offensively, that any empty possession is a potential issue.
Yeah, I mean, we never want to punt. You know, we never want to be stopped. The game plan coming in was we knew we had to put up a lot of points because that's what we want to do, regardless of the opponent. You know, and we didn't do it enough tonight.
Any particular thing you can put your finger on for the slow start?
Probably penalties. I think that kind of hurt us. They came out with a little bit of a different look than what we kind of were prepared, like expecting, not prepared for, but expecting. But that's neither here nor there. We deal with that a lot. So I think just penalties kind of slowed us down early.
What about the pace of the game? You know, allowed you to rely on the no huddle.
Yeah, we had to. We had to start scoring points. When you get in a hole like that, you got to find ways to score, and you got to score quick. So makes you run the no huddle and makes you throw the ball every play pretty much.
How much harder is it when you have a 21-point hole and you have a quarterback who's as efficient as he was today?
He played well. I thought he had a great game, and you know, we can't worry about their offense. We have to go score our points, and really proud of the way the guys fought and really till the very end.
Issues with your elbow coming out?
There's always issues with everything, but I'm okay. Thanks.
Is it getting to the point where it's just time to spread it out, chuck it every down?
You know, every game kind of dictates different philosophies and styles. Today was one of those days that we had to do it.
Seems like it's getting to these with more regularity.
Maybe. You know, sometimes you got to play catch up. You got to play up to other teams' offense, whatever it may be. If they're throwing it around every single play and scoring quickly, then you have to find ways to score points. So we just have to be prepared for whatever style of offense we need to play.
What look were they giving you that made that possible to get that offense going that way?
Well, we were down 21 points. That's what we had to do.
And is there anything in particular going on with the deep balls right now, or is this just a matter of time?
Yeah, I missed a couple. I talked to Randy pregame. I thought my ball was moving a little bit right, and I got to do a much better job of keeping the ball in play down the right sideline.
What was the attitude of the locker room right before the half to tie the game up? I mean, what was the feeling?
I thought it was guys were exhausted. I mean, it was hot out there. Guys were worn down. The offense, it felt like we were out there forever, and the receivers were really. I mean, you're running routes every play. You know, sometimes run plays are your play off. You know, you're kind of blocking or whatever. But when they're running routes every single play, they're exhausted. We're all tired, and we felt good that we were able to kind of climb out of that hole and get it back to a manageable game.
A game like that where you're not stopping them, how hard is that for the offense, especially in the heat, to kind of have to carry the day?
Well, you know you can't make mistakes, and we made too many, whether it's penalties, whether it's not converting a third down, not making a play, me not making a throw. So it's definitely frustrating. You have to really dial in and be mentally and physically strong.
And how big a hole is a 1-on-1?
Well, it's not fun, but it's still early. This kind of where we're going to go from here. You know, it's kind of a mere gut check, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see how everyone wants to respond.
What's your mental approach with something like that?
Move on. Get ready to go to the next game. Been doing this a long time, and I'll try and do my best as a leader to let guys know that we'll put this behind us and get ready for next week.
And you and Antonio have some of the best chemistry in the NFL, but right now it doesn't feel like you're connecting like you usually do. Is there anything going on there?
I don't think so. I know defenses are doing a good job of trying to take him away, doubling and putting extra people around him, so other guys are stepping up. Jesse James, JuJu obviously is doing some great things. I thought Switch did a good job tonight. I thought James Washington making plays. So I thought other guys stepped up and did some good things today.
You said the elbow didn't affect the throwing as much. Did it affect missing the practice, affect the timing at all on your throws, or did you find a rhythm at some point where that became a non-issue?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really thinking about it. I felt like we were in pretty good rhythm tonight offensively.
Disappointing performance, just not good enough, really in all three phases, man, not enough detail, not enough big play making or execution, winning those one-on-one downs, and we didn't play penalty free enough. I thought penalties were an issue early on for us offensively in terms of stopping us. First 3 or so possessions of the game were stopped because we got behind the chains because of penalties, and I thought penalties were a factor in us defensively in the second half in terms of minimizing our opportunity on possession downs and even losing some of those possession downs because of penalty. We weren't playing well enough to have that occur. Not good enough today. We compliment Kansas City, man. They had a good plan. They had a good execution of that plan. They played well. We got a lot of work to do. It's a good thing we got an additional day this week. We'll take advantage of it, analyze this performance, and get ready for our next one. Some bumps and bruises associated with play, but nothing significant from an injury standpoint to mention. Questions?
Is there anything more that could have been done downfield with the secondary to get more help back there?
We just didn't, we didn't cover well enough. We didn't rush well enough. It's always collective when they're making plays in the passing game. We didn't get after them.
Mike, why no onside kick with about 2 minutes left?
I wanted to give ourselves a chance to stop them. We were holding all 3 timeouts. We didn't do it effectively enough to create enough time for our offense to function.
Ben seemed to get in the rhythm later on, but at the beginning, he was kind of off a little. You think that might have
We
been
were behind the chains. We were getting penalties. We got a block in the back. We got a holding. When that puts you at 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20, that's what the early portions of the game were about for us offensively.
Time management on the last scoring drive. Were you happy with the way that went?
Who had possession of the ball?
On your last scoring drive.
I'm happy with it. I wanted to maintain the 3 timeouts to give ourselves a chance to stop them. Ben's good in no huddle. They were trying to switch people. I thought we would minimize some of the stuff we saw from them. But it didn't pan out because they got a first down when they got the ball back. And so it didn't allow it to develop in the ways in which we would hope.
The same thinking, punting with 9 minutes?
Certainly. 9 and change left to go in the game, less than a 2-touchdown game, or to give ourselves a chance.
What do you need to do to clean up special teams, and are you concerned about Boswell?
We're not playing well in the kicking game. We've missed a couple kicks here in recent weeks. We're not punting with varsity-like consistency, so we got some work ahead of us, and we'll get started here in preparation for our next performance.
Mike, you mentioned all 3 phases you had problems with. Yeah, you still put up, 37 or something. What was the problem with the offense?
Again, like I mentioned, we got behind the chains early in the game, and that's what was stopping those drives. I think we had a 1st and 20. I think we had a 2nd and 20. You're going to end up punting when you're in those circumstances, and that's what was stopping us at the early portions of the game. And you just can't afford to start slow, especially when they got a dangerous return man. We had a penalty. We started slow. They had a big punt return. We didn't work to minimize his impact on the game in the ways in which we had envisioned.
Was Ben limited by his elbow in any way?
Not to my knowledge, no. I didn't think he had any physical limits.
Are these pinball games kind of going to be the norm now? Are the rules changing? Is it to be expected?
I'm not trying to paint with a broad brush. I don't know what's going on outside the stadiums that we're in from that perspective. Really, I'm just trying to put together a solid, consistent winning performance with this group, and that's where our focus needs to be.